Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This time we're on Season 2, Episode 6, titled A Fractured House. Last time, we had a hen in a hen in the wolf house. I was about to say something completely different for a second. A hen in the wolf house, and we discovered we discovered that I very, very easily dropped my pen. Yeah. Oh, damn. Oh, God. Oh, so much dust. We discovered that God is a woman. She's a mighty, mighty strong woman, and her name is Bobby Morse, or Barbara Morse. Bobby's probably the middle name, but her name is Bobby Morse, and she is amazing and grand and very tall. She's very tall. But we were introduced to Bobby Morse, played by the lovely Adrienne Palicki. And she was another mole that Coulson had inside of Hydra. She was the security mole. She was there for security. She had infiltrated the security kind of quarters of Hydra, but Simmons was the one who could actually access the higher ups and the projects and the actual intel on Hydra, and she had it all stored on her Hydra drive, her hard drive. That Bobby managed to pick up. I was watching the Winter Soldier on this trailer earlier, and I just reminded why, like, Hail Hard Drive, like how they dubbed Arnhem earlier. But yeah, her hard drive on the Hydra system, Bobby managed to pick that up. And they both returned to Shield. I think it felt somewhat weird that we were introduced to Bobby so like late to her reveal. Like almost as soon as we're introduced to her, we find out that she's actually on our side. I feel like, like if she was the other mole, then we could have at least gotten a hint. Like, I mean, looking back through that episode, I actually I did catch on to some other lines, like Bobby, like when Bobby told Hunter, Bobby is Hunter's ex-wife. We also found out that the demonic Hellbeast ex-wife that he always yaps on about, she is the ex-wife. So I can't find a single thing wrong about her. So either he's just exaggerating, or I don't know, but I assume we'll find out. But she was the ex-wife that he was going on about. But she also said she vouched for him, and I remembered back when Coulson originally offered Lance the job offer to be an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. He said, I've got, I know very fine people who actually vouch for you, like the best of my agents actually vouch for you. And he said Bobby is the one of the best of his S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. So he knew her under wraps, without actually telling Hunter about her. But she was the one who actually vouched for him to actually join the S.H.I.E.L.D. team as well. So that was a nice little callback, a nice little Easter egg. But yeah, she was the she wasn't necessarily Madame Hydra, but she did look fantastic in red. So that was that. And then they both escaped Hydra headquarters, and Trip picked them up in the cloaked Quinjet and brought them all back to S.H.I.E.L.D. So Simmons has returned to S.H.I.E.L.D. She's back, and I think that one was an interesting kind of way to end the episode as well, because as the episode went on, I mean, for a couple of episodes now, we've had Fitz, like, having slowly realised that the Simmons that he sees is just in his head. She's not actually there. It's just a manifestation in his head that he uses to keep himself comfortable and sane and whatnot. So he's slowly come to terms with the fact that she's not there. And just as soon as he actually accepts it, the real Simmons returns. So yeah, and their reunion was somewhat bittersweet. Like, no hugs, no contact, just literally 5-10 meters of distance between them. And just, I think he could tell because of the Simmons he was imagining was one from season 1, and this one is different. He's wearing different clothes, shorter, cuter hair, and everything's changed. So I think this time I'm interested to see how they actually go forward with this now, with Simmons actually being back back home with S.H.I.E.L.D. where she belongs, and now just readjusting to being back home and also being with Fitz again. So, and then Fitz adjusting to the real Simmons being there too is going to be interesting to see. And of course, I'm most looking forward to seeing how Bobby and Hunter get along, seeing exactly how accurate his complaints are, because I have none about her. I have nothing bad to say about her. But he goes on and on like she was literally he literally compares her to the devil incarnate. So I'm interested to see how bad that relationship actually is and how much arguing is going to go on and all that kind of stuff. But it'll be interesting to see. And I love how they already knew. Like, Coulson knew, May knew. Like, May was the one who revealed it. Like, because, Trip had no idea what was going on. She was like, that demonic hellbeast of a wife, ex-wife he goes on about? Yeah, that's Bobby. So, like, they all knew. And she knew everyone. She knew Trip. She knew Coulson, May. She knew Mac as well. But, Hunter was the only one who was oblivious to the fact that, she even worked for them. So, I don't know how long she's been working for S.H.I.E.L.D., but I think, given that she does, I think it's not exactly implausible that they both perhaps started off in mercenary work, or at least she was doing official government work and maybe he was doing mercenary work, and then that's where they maybe crossed paths negatively. But yeah, he's always chatting so much crap about her, so I just can't wait to see exactly how much of that is actually, exaggerated and otherwise. So yeah, I'm expecting some very, very comedic Mr. and Mrs. Smith style stuff, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll see. We'll see exactly how that goes on. We have that. We had Sky's dad. We had a bit more of him and Raina. Raina did approach him first and telling her... She went to him first, trying to tell him that, she needed the obelisk back to take to Daniel Whitehall and stuff, but then he declined. And then she went to S.H.I.E.L.D., because her original promise was to bring Sky's dad Sky, like to bring him his daughter, and she hadn't yet actually met him on that end. So she went to S.H.I.E.L.D. and went to Coulson. She spotted Simmons within Hydra first, and knowing that she was a former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, she didn't really, she never really fell for the fact that maybe she's turned full Hydra now. She just thought, okay, if you don't give me Sky, I'm gonna leak the fact that Sky is secretly S.H.I.E.L.D. to Hydra. So yeah, so it's a nice little turn of the table. It's like, oh, your beloved Hydra agent, she's actually secretly S.H.I.E.L.D. But yeah, she tried that, and then I think it was because he had Bobby inside Hydra that he had no problems doing. He had like a little bit of panic at first, but then as the timer went further and further down and nearly hit the end, he was like, go ahead, I've got more than one mole inside Hydra, and they can very well protect each other. So it's all good. It's all good. So he wasn't letting Raina take Sky, and neither was May. Sky, hearing that, I mean, she heard from Ward that Raina knew her father, and then Raina comes along saying that she wants to take Sky to her father. So it didn't really seem like much of a coincidence to her. And then she found that they found out the address from Raina, and Sky, went on her own to scout out the location, found the hideout, but Sky's father had left it in a hurry, and he left dead bodies behind too, which didn't leave the best first impression. So that stuff happened. So then he was watching them through the cameras in his hideout, and he, upon finding the bodies, they knew that he did it. So then Sky immediately dubbed him in her mind as a monster and everything. And then by the end of the episode, also another line I kind of missed out on was that, she said, she didn't know it before, but now she knows now that he is a monster. So whatever they need to do to take him down, she is prepared to do it, and she stands with S.H.I.E.L.D. forever and always. So it's going to be interesting to see how that actually goes down, because now, especially because Sky's dad took the obelisk to Whitehall at the end and said, he could teach them all about his secrets as long as they help him kill Phil Coulson and everyone else. I mean, he said everyone else. I was kind of conflicted on whether or not he meant everyone else within S.H.I.E.L.D. or like, the world, like if you're speaking more generally, like, use the obelisk to take over the world and destroy anyone who stands in their way, or like, S.H.I.E.L.D. is our common enemy, so let's take them out, and then you can do whatever. But I don't know, we'll see. But his main enemy is Phil Coulson. He made that abundantly clear. He said, we have a common enemy, that guy, Phil Coulson, let's go kill him. So yeah, that's that. And also, Coulson finally revealed to Sky the writing, and he doesn't black out. I was wrong, thank you for correcting me. He doesn't black out when he does it, it's just that the writing takes over and he just fills it out, but he's still very much in control, and he knows what's going on and stuff like that. So yeah, but he showed her the writing. She saw the writing on the desk, but then he showed her the rest of it, the one on the wall and everywhere else and stuff. And then she theorized that it's a map. So my theory after that was that it's a map to the obelisk, because, it keeps changing, the writing keeps changing, as shown by the fact that they also keep documenting it, and it, makes more sense for it to be something new each time. So my theory there was that it could be a map to the obelisk, since the obelisk itself has changed possession over the course of the past few episodes, and it's traveled from person to person. So each time you write something new, it's like it's the alien writing telling him, okay, the obelisk is here now, or it's with this person. So it could be a writing to that, and also the fact that of the 3 people who have been given the GH formula, only 2 of them have been affected like this, and that's Garrett and Coulson. They were the only ones who did any alien writing. But Skye, upon being given it, has shown no other symptoms. She hasn't shown any superpowers, but she's shown no other symptoms. She's shown no differences, no mental or physical kind of deficiencies or anything like that. She hasn't shown any need to write down alien crap. So Coulson theorized that maybe it's because it was already there. It was already there. Like the GH formula helped heal her from her injuries, but it didn't really, bring out anything that wasn't already there. So she has more control over it, perhaps, and stuff. So she could be an alien. Skye could be an alien, which I'm interested to see how they actually bring that about. And it would make sense with her dad as well. He has pure strength. He killed the 2 guys in his hideout with pure strength, as well as a scalpel. So, and we saw him taking out those Hydra guards around him as well. Like the 2 guys, he smacked one with his fist and smacked the other with his suitcase. So he's got strength. So him being an alien, and then that being passed down to baby Skye, whom we saw a picture of in his hideout, it would make sense. But yeah, so far we only have info on her father, or barely any of that. We don't have any info on her mother, but yeah, that is all I have for that one. So episode 6, A Fractured House. Let's go.
Where is the proof?
Whoa! Oh! Carter Hall? Is that Hawkman from Legends? Is that a S.H.I.E.L.D. badge? He can't be S.H.I.E.L.D. No, he cannot be S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. will never do this. Oh my god! What was that? What the hell was that? That was not a S.H.I.E.L.D.
This means the alien writing?
Back burner.
Just until we get this under control.
Yeah, it's a good idea. This is a much more emergent situation.
Hunter's going. Got it. Thank you, sir.
Play nice, Bobby. Play nice.
May said I'd be going on a mission with Bobby.
Yes, play nice.
Did she say it was going to be a
I
problem?
won't dignify that with a response.
She didn't.
The people who attacked us may not have been S.H.I.E.L.D. It's time I step in.
Yeah.
And do what?
Okay, he at least
Control the situation.
gets it.
You're worried they're gonna find out about your brother, aren't you?
What worries me is that you even know about him.
His brother?
I don't play politics, Senator.
Oh, this is that
I
senator.
haven't said one word about your brother to anyone.
The one with
I
the
don't
deep
intend
pockets.
The truth is, General, you...
Senator Christian Ward! Oh, crap! Christian... Oh, damn, okay.
If Senator Ward's proposal passes,
It'll be a witch hunt.
And it'll be very
military
easy.
organization on the planet.
Yeah.
We'll have a license to kick our operatives' doors down and shoot them on the spot. Can't let that happen.
Not even arresting, just shoot to kill.
You look good.
Oh yeah. Cheers.
Tell her she looks good
You
too.
know, with the blonde and everything, you don't look too bad yourself.
It's nice of you to say. Because I heard you've been telling people that I'm a hell beast.
Yeah, he's been quite mean behind your back.
No, I don't think so.
Voice actuator?
No, Gemma, can you...
I'm sorry.
I know, just you said you needed my help.
No,
so,
I do, yeah. Of course I do.
Very different to the manifestation.
The senator.
Christian. Jinx.
Why?
Like, jinxed him.
What happened?
What's this? Really?
No. Don't let him get into your head,
All
Skye.
this information about your brother. People, connections.
Is this about your father?
No, it's not. Don't you dare go there. Stick to
wasn't
your
lying.
brother. Stick to your brother.
He's alive.
She can handle it. Deception's her forte. I mean that sincerely, not passive aggressively, as in it's a good attribute for a spy to...
Yeah. Everything you say is going to be a jab
can
from
go
now,
on.
Hunter.
But if anything's off, we're coming after you.
Okay. You know what? I have faith in Bobby. As big as the risk is, I have faith in her. So, yeah.
Don't die out there, alright?
I mean, she managed to keep her cover until the battens had to come out and she had to start whacking and bashing.
年をのためにやったって言ったら 신지르.
Oh god, she's bilingual. And she has history with Toshiro.
You think I'm being petty, don't you?
Yeah, you are. You
I don't have
are.
a problem with Bob kissing that guy.
Good, because you had a hickey on your neck for a week after our mission in Miami.
Thank you for doing my job thoroughly. And with style.
Double standards, Hunter.
You know when I gave her my nan's pearl earrings, she was like...
You know I don't like you, right?
Yeah, there's nothing you could say that could get you or get her onto your side of this.
Toshira's people have an incoming message.
Shit.
Oh no.
What?
Bobby, get out of there. Bobby, you need to get out of there.
All I know is that
Oh, good one. Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Uh-huh. Oh, nice one. Into the water. No, not into the water. No, into the ground.
He made you and he was going to kill you. And sweetheart, nobody uses the word peacocking.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wait. Of course you are. You love the sound of your own
Because
voice.
it's reasonable. One of us has to be.
This is what makes you so aggravating to be
Hence
with.
not with me anymore. Lucky us.
Yeah, really?
Seriously, can we Mr. and Mrs. Smith later, please?
Thanks I get.
You gave up on me.
I did no such thing.
You told me you were gonna go see your mum and your dad, and then you went off to.
Oh.
Cry. No, you could. Something could have. You could.
Oh,
have
she
been
told him that.
killed.
Okay.
Because what? Because you think I'm useless.
Oh,
Of
Fitz.
course I don't. That's not.
I'm telling you, I have your brother in my basement.
Oh, damn, he's given away Ward's position. Just like that.
How you forced him to torture your youngest brother. I know what happened at the well.
Everyone knows the well.
So it's a well now. He always finds someone to believe him.
Like Sky.
you see that now, don't you?
Ah.
I never lied about your father. You just
Exactly, he keeps telling her the truth so that he can coax her into the lie.
the people who died in the Hunan province. They weren't villagers. They were Hydra agents.
Oh.
They'd found you and your mother.
Oh.
My mother?
I don't know.
This could be another lie. This
But when
could.
your father got there, he lost it.
Oh, it could be coaxing her into the lie with the truth. I don't know anymore.
Thank you for telling me everything you know.
No, that is a mischievous smile,
Get
right?
you out of here.
Sky?
Your brother wants you in his custody. And we're gonna give him exactly what he wants.
Oh, okay. Ah.
Check this out.
Oh, tell me Mac and Simmons can get along.
Developed by a Hydra scientist.
You will never see Sky again.
I thought we were rebuilding.
Sounds like such a
trust.
protective dad.
I'm still part of your team.
Hell no. Hell no.
You are not, nor will you ever be, on my team.
Nah.
You dropped Fitzsimmons out of a plane.
You almost
You
killed
murdered
Fitz.
Victoria Hand and Eric Koenig.
Yeah.
You betrayed every one of us, you deluded son of a bitch.
Give it to him,
He's
Coulson.
alive is because you were of use. He used Beckers as a prop to make our operatives believe his country would provide safe haven. But it's a trap. They'll be fishing.
Oh, they can pick them all off one by one. Oh god, no. No, 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 please, no. Shit. Oh god damn it. Oh god, she's gonna disintegrate.
Hydra will never defeat.
You were saying?
Oh, screw you. Oh, Hunter.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hail Hydra, guys. Hail Hydra. They just need about 90 seconds to get in position.
There we go, that's my girls.
I got him.
Oh, yeah, you take Scarlotti. There we go, there we go. Oh, yeah, break out the buttons. There we go. Oh, power couple. I like it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, nice save. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What?
Loving it. Loving it. There we go. There. Melinda May, people.
I only know this guy, and yeah, I mean, he's a little weird, but I'm
What's wrong with a little weird?
You're leaving?
Nice suit.
Just don't die out there. All right.
Come on, stick around, Hunter.
But if you want to stay, stay.
Stick around, come on.
Sky.
No.
If I ever see you again, I'll kill you.
And I've come to understand something.
Don't fuck with Simmons. Don't mess with Simmons.
There is a difference between S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra. At first, I was ashamed to share this truth with the world. But my younger brother, Grant Ward, was a member of Hydra. He was a traitor.
Damn.
He was a traitor to his
You're already coming out with that.
friends, his family. When evil sits
Why do I feel like this is going to
close
end up
one's
really
own
badly?
heart,
Like he's just going to be
that is
bailed
when
out by
surest
someone.
hand must
Like
cut it
Hydra's
out.
going to find out about this and
I
they're
take
just
my
going to
word.
try and screw up the
I will
transfer.
personally. Hydra is a problem that the world must
Is he going to
still
dislocate his
face.
thumb?
Otherwise, that darkness will grow and spread.
He's going to dislocate his thumb.
Cast a shadow over us.
He's going to break out. He's going to break out. He pulled an Oliver Queen. He pulled an Oliver Queen.
Cash this time?
Oh, jeez.
Rest probably hasn't healed yet. You sure
That-
you want to wait a few days?
Paintings, walls, and now tattoos? Really? Alien writing on tattoos? What is this? Yep, he's just getting it tattooed into himself. Jesus. Oh my god. Oh god. Great, so... Great, yeah, so now they've just moved on to tattoos. First, it's a writing in a door, then it's writing on the wall, then it's writing in a painting, then a desk. Oh, jeez, I have no idea what... Oh, God. So now there's this guy doing alien writing. I don't think he was the one. I mean, I don't know. It depends. If he knows Sky's dad, then he could have been the one sent out to do the alien writing on the painting. Otherwise, it could have been Sky's dad. But I don't know. But now we know that there is now this guy doing alien writing now as well. I have no idea where to go on that one. But damn, I knew it. I knew something would go wrong with the transfer. I knew something would go wrong with the transfer. As soon as I saw him stroking his thumb, I was like, wait, you can dislocate your thumb and get it out of there. Like, it reminds me of like what Oliver Queen did in Arrow to get himself out of handcuffs, just dislocate the thumb and then slip it out. I knew as soon as he, you know, the camera slow-mo down and showed him breathing to get his self under control, and then he dislocated it, slipped out the handcuffs, and as soon as he has one hand at least free, just one hand free, he just murks everything. He murks everyone, so he escaped. I knew something would happen. I thought if there was going to be an escape, I felt like there was going to be one, but I thought if there was going to be an escape, it would be like Daniel Whitehall finding out about this transfer and trying to maybe rescue one of their age-old Hydra members or something. I thought it would be him sending a convoy to blow up the truck and retrieve Ward and bring him back to headquarters. But no, it's literally Ward just being his own self, you know, knowing that he can take on all these guys, all these security guys, and then just shooting the driver and escaping. That's it. I knew that would happen. So now he's free. He's free. He's just gonna crash the truck in the process and escape and find somewhere else to lay low and rendezvous with his own frickin' mind. But damn, god damn. Okay. So that was that. But damn, this. So we finally meet his brother, Christian Ward. That was his older brother. Yeah, Christian was the older one. Thomas was the youngest brother, the one that was tortured the most. So his brother was the senator. Christian Ward was the senator, the one with the deep pockets that Talbot mentioned to Hunter. The one that wanted Phil Coulson as well. So he was the senator, and I think it's like that's a very interesting parallel. Like, you know, like one brother is, you know, working for the most evil terrorist organization in history, and the other one is, you know, working on the good side of the government, working to protect people and all that sort of stuff. So it's a very interesting kind of political familial parallel. But I was conflicted during that entire scene, like him, like where they, like, you know, went back and forth with Christian saying, like, you know, oh, so it's a well this time. So I was like, you know, that just made me think, like, you know, it's a well this time. Like, what was it last time? So like that, it just means that, you know, each time, you know, from Christian's perspective, each time it's something different. But the thing is that, like, I mean, because Ward never, like people, you guys have told me Ward never actually lied about his past. Like, you know, his family being abusive, his older brother making him torture his younger brother, and his parents being worse than that and stuff. Like, that stuff wasn't nothing he lied about. He didn't lie about that. He altered the details to begin with, but he never lied about it. So that stuff was true. His abusive past is true. But now it's Christian saying, he will lie and lie and lie as long as he gets what he wants, and every time he lies, there is another lie underneath that lie. It's the deepest, thickest, spideriest web of lies that not even Peter Parker himself could web up. So, it's just like with Ward. I mean, I figured it could have been that from the beginning. That's the thing, like him saying, like him actually telling the truth to begin with, but just to coax them into the bigger lie. So him telling Skye everything she wanted to hear, but also telling her the truth about her father. But so that in the end she could coax her into the bigger lie and then take her out or do whatever. So he actually does, draw you in with the truth and exactly the kind of truths that you want to be able to hear. And then, by the end of it, he coaxes you into the even bigger lie that he'll actually do what you want. Like, he tells her he will take her to see her father, but then as soon as he's set free, he probably just snaps her neck or something, and then goes on his own merry way back to Hydra. But then that got me thinking, like, what if Christian was still abusive? What if, Grant was abused and then he became an abuser, but then Christian also still has those roots? What if they're both abusers and it's just there's no one good to actually root for on either side because they're both lying? Christian is still trying to cover his own ass because he's now a respected member of the government. And I think that also makes it easier. Christian, he has more power with the abuse because he's a respected member of the government, but Ward is a known member of Hydra, so people won't believe him, and people won't believe anything he says. I was kind of stuck between those two levels of conflict. What if they're both abused and they're both lies, but I don't know who to trust. But then he said the thing about him with Thomas, him standing over his younger brother with a screwdriver with some kind of evil and murderous intent behind his eyes, and then for a few seconds and then was gone. And then when the parents came back, he said that Christian forced him to do it. So again, that kind of stuff, it throws me off. Maybe other people be able to catch on to the truth quicker, but me, it just throws me off. I can't really think straight anymore, and I'm just wondering what the truth is, which is kind of the whole point of this. But at the same time, I feel like other people might catch on to it quicker than I did. But yeah, so he told his parents that he was forced to do it by Christian. But then I wonder if that really is actually the truth as well. Christian is maybe hiding some aspect of that, but still in the end he's still kind of he was abusive, but he would never maybe turn evil, or maybe he was actually telling the truth all along. Maybe he actually was. I don't know. My brain is fried from thinking about that, thinking about who to trust and who not to trust and stuff. With Ward, he's evil, so I don't trust him anyway. He's Hydra, so that just takes no interest at all. But then in terms of their past specifically, it kind of confuses me, just wondering who's actually telling the truth there. Is it Christian? Is it Ward? I don't know. But yeah, it was good to see that kind of reveal and to see how that kind of parallel was actually formed. And they never even had a meeting. It was just literally just them, Coulson talking to Christian and Skye talking to Grant, and seeing how those backgrounds actually differed, and you could see the fear in his eyes as well, the fear on his face as soon as his brother was mentioned, him actually getting breathing, and he actually started struggling to breathe and stuff, and that stuff as well, given how good he is with deep cover and faking his own feelings and faking his own covers and stuff, it made me wonder, could he be faking this fear as well? Could he have moved on from that fear by joining Hydra? Because Hydra is remover of weakness, fear, and sorrow, and all that stuff. Any negative feelings are weakness. The only negative feeling they have powering them is anger. So could it just be his Hydra training, allowing him to kind of, maybe he actually moved on from his brother's abuse, but he's still able to put up a kind of front about it. Maybe it could be that. I don't know. But I did kind of clock his demeanor and his mood immediately changing as soon as his brother was brought into play. So he's the one with the deeper pockets, and the way that this episode went was exchanging Ward for the anti-shield bill. So I think I did not. Again, that made sense. That he would want to. I figured he would want to keep the truth about Ward being Hydra secret, but He actually went public with it. He actually said, his younger brother Ward was a member of Hydra. He was an enemy of the state, an enemy of the country, his friends, family, a traitor to everything he ever stood for. So, like, he wasn't exactly, quiet about it. But it makes you wonder how much of his family is actually still alive. Because I think he was like, I think back in was it Ragtag? I think back when he, like, we got that flashback when he first met Garrett. I think he said, like, he tried to burn his house down or something, or like he ran away from home. I don't know. Yeah, there was something about him, like, doing something at home, but then running away from home, like, and then having stolen the car or something. I don't know, but I think he did something to his family, I think, and then he actually ran away from home, and then ended up in juvie. And then Garrett found him. But then that makes you wonder how much of his family is actually left alive. If Thomas is still alive, or if his parents are still alive. I don't know. But so far Christian is the only one we're actually getting to see. But yeah, so the exchange didn't happen. They didn't get to. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel. I feel like right. I feel like they should have kept them in a straitjacket. They should have. I mean, keeping someone like Ward in handcuffs. How is that a smart decision? Like Ward, even May would have known that. Oh, you keep, you want to get out of handcuffs. You just dislocate the thumb. Like someone like Ward would know that, and someone like May should know that someone like him would know that. So keep him in, don't just give him extra security detail. Actually keep him in like a straitjacket, like something he actually can't get out of, like something he can't fight his way out of, something he can't struggle against, or like in Winter Soldier when when Rumlow and everyone else captured Steve and Sam and Natasha on the highway. And they put them in those trucks, but then they had those kind of like they had those their arms in those metal brackets and their waists were in metal brackets. Stuff. Put him in something like that. Don't put him in is something as flimsy as handcuffs. Come on, people. This is Grant Ward we're talking about. But I don't know. It just feels like it's like they gave him extra security detail, sure, but it's not like he can't fight. We know he can fight. It's how he joined S.H.I.E.L.D. in the first place. It's like he's a lethal fighter too. He's not afraid to kill. I don't know. I feel like that one was too easy of an escape for him. Too easy of an escape. But yeah, he's escaped nonetheless, and I think it was good seeing like Coulson reject him from the team so blatantly, like Ward saying, I'm still a part of your team, Coulson, like a part of my team. You tried to kill 2 members of my team and another one under the influence of being brainwashed, and you betrayed this team on more levels than I can count. You are never ever going to be a part of this team. Never ever ever. No. So like that scene alone was just satisfying to watch. But that was that. But yeah, so we I think one thing I didn't expect to see was Talbot sympathizing with S.H.I.E.L.D. I thought he would use this. I think in the beginning, especially with Scarlotti wearing the S.H.I.E.L.D. thing and everything, I thought he'd be like, this is S.H.I.E.L.D. trying to make a display of whatever. But I think after the past few episodes, he's seen how adamant Coulson is on working with the government to restore S.H.I.E.L.D. and to restore some safety to the world. And Coulson has never shown himself to be angry towards Talbot. He understands where he's coming from. He's never been shown to resort to aggression to get what he wants. I think that all of that stuff combined, that kind of gave him that kind of doubt that could this really be S.H.I.E.L.D.? Like, Coulson would never allow S.H.I.E.L.D. to stoop this low. He would never resort to attacks or temper tantrums or death. Like the death attempts and successes, pretty much, because they did kill people at the UN. So like he was, him saying like, this can't be S.H.I.E.L.D. No, S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, I've hated them for a long time, but this doesn't make sense for Coulson. So him actually knowing from the offset that this wasn't S.H.I.E.L.D. and this might as well be Hydra, and also them like jumping so quickly to kill people sounds more like Hydra than S.H.I.E.L.D. Like that stuff. And especially at the end when he asks, how many people did you lose? And May's like 6 agents. He's like, always a tough time when a good soldier falls. So he actually sympathizes with them as well. That's something like I thought it would take longer to see, but I think and especially but then I think it's also given that this entire episode they've fought to keep people alive. They fought to kind of keep the government safe and alive as well, and the UN and everything, and they fought to make things right. So I think that alone allows him to somewhat sympathize with them. So I think maybe, just maybe, we're on the road to better things. Maybe we're on the road to like a healed relationship between Shield and Talbot, and between Coulson and Talbot as well. So I don't know, maybe we'll see something better from the future, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see for that. But it was good to see him sympathizing with them in small steps anyway, so that was cool. What else? Bobby and Hunter, that was good to see. So I think we did see some. I think it kind of gave off like verbal kind of parallels, verbal similarities to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I mean, I know I keep bringing them up, but I mean, in terms of this kind of relationship dynamic, I think that, in my opinion, that I think for me that they are the best kind of couple to compare it to. But again, with this one, it's like more like it's not really them fighting with each other like physically. It's more like them just calling each other out on what they think is BS and stuff, like like Bobby being unreasonable and Hunter using sarcasm and tones and all that kind of stuff to get back at him, being petty too, like him seeing Bobby kiss the Japanese guy as well, being like, great, that's great. I don't mind Bobby kissing other men while on a mission. It's only a kiss. It's only a mission. I don't really care. And then maybe being like, you had like 3 weeks with a whole hickey after our mission in Miami. Don't get all petty with a simple kiss. And he's like, I was being in depth. Like, hey, Hunter, that's called double standards, all right? That's called double standards. But yeah, Bobby is bilingual too, so that's really, really cool. I don't know. I love bilingualism in TV shows, and like how they actually introduce that with characters. And it's like with Bobby as well. I think it was just such a spontaneous kind of thing. So that's cool, and especially her being like the finest as well. I think with Shield, I think it happened with Ward as well. We saw it in the pilot episode with Ward. I think he spoke like Italian or something, or like French, but he did that, and Romanoff alone can speak like 5 or 6 languages. So that's just amazing. But yeah, she's bilingual, so that's cool. But we had, and in the end, even Lance was considering leaving because he always felt that Shield was Bobby's thing, and I think for me that raises the question of how long she's actually been with Shield. Like if she was there since season 1, just in the background, or like what happened, or maybe she was one of the newer ones brought on, but we're only actually being introduced to her now. But either way, she possibly as soon as she joined, she became one of their best and brightest and all that sort of stuff. So he did kind of consider leaving, but then, Bobby did, tell him, if you're going to leave, then stay safe. But if you're going to stay, then stay. And I think he should stay. I think, if anything, I'd like to see, as much as I love seeing the comedy from their arguments, I would be interested to see if them working on the same line, on the same field for the same team together for once would actually allow them to patch things up, and if they would actually be able to improve their relationship in any form. Because again, like the argument stuff, it's funny, it's cool to see, but to see if they can actually patch things up and make things better, then that would be an awesome piece of development to see. So yeah, but their kind of distance was very much, even on the plane, like there was like 3 seats between them, and just them struggling to have a conversation with each other as well. So yeah, it was cool. That was that. And then we had Simmons being back with Fitz. That was tough to see. And I think it's even tougher to see that, like, again, it's the differences between the real Simmons and the manifestation in his head. The one in his head could actually help him come up with the words that he wanted. Because, again, that was just him talking to himself, but he was seeing Simmons because it's who he liked before she left. But now with the real Simmons back, it's even harder because she's nothing like the Simmons he's been imagining. And also the fact that he feels she gave up on him. My guess was originally that she left to check up on her parents, to go back to England and check up on her parents to see how they were doing after the whole Shield downfall and Hydra uprising and all that sort of stuff. And apparently that's what she told Fitz. She told Fitz she was going to see her parents, and then she just never came back, or didn't come back for a long time at least. And then the way Fitz felt about it was that he told her he liked her and that he had feelings for her, which I think he did tell her. I mean, it was when they were in the pod. They were underwater in the pod right before they hit the button. They hit the button to try and escape, and Fitz was knocked out and all that stuff started. Simmons told her she wouldn't let Fitz sacrifice himself because he was her friend, and Fitz told her, well, you're more than that. So he did actually confess his feelings to her, right before he got hit by a wave of water and it knocked the wind out of him. And then after that, I think it was. But then I don't know if it was before or after he. I think if she told him he was going to check up on her parents, if she was going to check up on her parents, then it might have been after he woke up and after he got readjusted to being awake and alive again, that would have happened. And then that would make more sense. Like if she wanted to help him, but seeing the condition he was in back at the start, and like in the months between season 1 and season 2, if it was back then that she felt she couldn't help him, and that it was her being there and trying that made things worse, and that she was only making things worse, and that she wasn't helping in much of a regard anyway. If that was the case, then it would make more sense that she would leave, but also go to Coulson and offer herself up for like a mission out in the field, and then he would find something for her, and then send her into Hydra. That would make more sense. So he feels like she gave up on her and then just tried to do something else to keep her mind off of him. But then she feels that he's too different, and that like her being there, like she can't take care of him adequately enough, and that she can't really help him in a way that actually helps him. And then coming back into the fold after so long, it doesn't really help either. So Mac, and I think Mac made a good point as well, being like like whoever he is now. To Mac, he's still cool. He's a little weird, but it's an adorable kind of weird, and he's still a great guy to hang out with. You got to put a little extra effort in, but you can still talk to him. You can hold up a conversation with him. He's still smart. He's still got his intel up there, and Mac's actually taken the time. Mac's been patient with him. He's helped him cycle through words. He's actually helped him actually get stuff out on time, and he's tried to shoo away anyone who's made him feel uncomfortable because of it. And he's actually gotten along well with him. He's actually, built up a friendship. So that kind of stuff. I think he feels that, Simmons is Simmons. I think her focus is on the fact that, I think back then maybe her focus could have been on the fact that she can't help him, as opposed to the fact that maybe she needs to try different things, but it took too much stress on her, and she can't be expected to sit around and coddle him all day. That's too unfair on her. That's something that you have to consider. She can't be expected to change everything to suit him. She had to take care of her own stress as well. Like her friend, she almost lost her friend, and now her friend is forever changed. So she herself has to adapt herself to that situation, to those new circumstances, and take some time away to kind of refresh herself and put herself in a place where she knows she can handle things. And then now kind of coming back into the fold, I think also from that as well, she didn't expect to come back so quickly. Her cover was blown because Raina released that picture of her to Hydra, so she did not expect to be able to come back so quickly. She thought she was going to die quite a few times while she was there, and the last time, had Bobby not been there, she probably would have died. So her return was a surprise to her most of all. So she was given little to no time to actually, come to terms with the fact that she was going back to S.H.I.E.L.D. But understandably, if she was in danger, she would want to go back to S.H.I.E.L.D. where she can be protected by her friends and everything. But at the same time, it was all a really big kind of, change. And now she has to, and I think even in that time, she hasn't really seen the full extent of the damage that Fitz has actually gone through, so she hasn't really had to think about it much. So she still hasn't come up with a way to actually become comfortable herself with the way that he's changed. So it's still something that she has to get used to. So yeah, I think we'll see exactly how that stuff goes on. But it's definitely mixed feelings there. Definitely mixed feelings. Like he feels like she gave up on him and just moved away. And then she feels like it was her fault that he changed too much for her to be able to cope with, and she her being there was what was making things worse, because she wasn't equipped to handle him or to be able to help him along, and she needed time to refresh herself and actually change with herself as well. So yeah, that was the Fitzsimmons stuff. What else Yeah, Marcus Scarlotti. I think I recognized him immediately as Carter Hall, as Hawkman from the first season of Legends of Tomorrow. Unarguably, he was on this first, but he was Marcus Scarlotti, and he almost killed Barton as well. Yeah, I think Bobby said that he's a renowned Hydra agent. He almost killed Barton on one of his missions. So damn. So it took a human and Vormir almost. So. yeah, that was him. And Hunan thingy. So Ward mentioned some other stuff, and I'm thinking now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm thinking for now it might be a case of, like, this is another truth he's using to lure Sky in. This is another truth. This is another actual truth he's using to lure Sky in, so that he can lure her deeper and deeper into his little kind of van of baked goods and crap, so that he can just drive her away and kill her somewhere privately before he takes down all of Shield or something. But he told her that, you know, the Hunan villagers, that her father killed them, and the Hunan villagers killed her mother, and the Shield team that came in, we know that they took the baby. They took the baby, and the senior agent hid under a bridge while Avery and Lumley found him. But the monsters that killed the villagers, the villagers were Hydra agents, but there was just one monster that killed the Hydra agents, and that was her father. So upon finding out that he lost it, that his baby was gone and his wife was killed, he went crazy and he killed all of them. So then that would show that, you know, he does have exceptional strength. He does have some kind of alienness inside him, that allows him to actually last that long and take out that many people. So he killed an entire village worth of Hydra agents. And I think maybe they could have been posing as villagers. Maybe that could have been their cover for trying to kidnap the baby and trying to take it for their own needs. But then the mother fought back. They killed the mother. Maybe the Shield team came in. Maybe the welcome wagon came in. They took the baby, and then the Hydra agents were left behind. And the father came along, saw the massacre, finished them all off, and then stuff went down that way. So yeah. So again, I'm guessing that is more truth, but you know, like candy truth to lure her in. So that then by the time the big track comes, she's all, you know, down for the count and everything. So yeah, but damn, this episode just, I don't know, just having to listen to Christian and Grant just going on about their part, it just confused me more than anything. I don't know, my brain feels fried right now, trying to think about who could have been telling the truth and who couldn't have been. Because again, like Ward lied about being Shield. He was really Hydra, but he never lied about his abusive past. So now I'm wondering if that's even the case. Maybe he did lie about his past. Maybe he was actually maybe he was the more abusive one, and he had like a victim complex as well. Like he just blamed everything on everyone else, and then just, you know, kept trying to get his own way and stuff. So he blamed his own brother, saying that, you know, like he told his parents, like, you know, oh, he forced me to do it. It wasn't me. He forced me to do it. And then his parents kind of let him get on with with whatever he wanted. But then the well happened. So then he said it was a well this time. So I think, what was it last time? Like, or was that the screwdriver event? I don't know. I feel like the screwdriver was a different one, but the well was maybe just like another story that maybe he exaggerated, or maybe he just keeps flipping each time. So maybe one time it's a shed, the next time it's a well. I don't know, but yeah, let me know what you guys think on that. Let me know what you guys think, because I'm still struggling to come to some kind of conclusion. Because again, I think maybe had the transfer actually had the exchange actually gone well, and Christian had Grant in his custody, maybe it could have been that, you know, now it's much easier for him to continue that torture and continue that abuse on him, being like, oh, hey, Grant, welcome back. And, you know, he keeps him in his own little dungeon and he keeps him tortured there. Or if he still knows Thomas, he calls Thomas over as well, and he just keeps running that cycle. Maybe that's what happened. So maybe this whole good guy senator thing is just like another act he's pulling off. Like, you know, he's grown, he has his own career now as a senator, but then, you know, deep down he still has those kind of abusive roots that he can pull on and nurture back again through Grant. So maybe that's why Grant is, Ward, he would escape nonetheless, but maybe that was like the extra kicker. Like he really didn't want to have to go back under Christian's grips again, so he just escaped all over for that again. But still, the escape just screams evil Ward regardless. So I don't know, but we know that Grant did become an abuser because of the abuse he suffered originally, but now I don't know. It's confusing me. I don't know. So I don't know. I feel like I should be able to pick it up more easily. But again, it's stuff like this. It's like, you know, like him saying that, you know, oh, he lies and lies, and, you know, it's lies upon lies with him. Like, and then it's like, for me, it's like, who do I trust? Who do I actually listen to with this? Again, with Ward, it's like it's the whole thing where it's like, you know, it could, like, him acting all scared could have been true, but it also could have been a convenient cover for him to use at that point. But he could also be genuinely scared of his family and of his older brother, and seeing what actually happens there, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think, and correct me on anything. Correct me on it, and just just explain it to me how you guys see it and what the truth is. So sorry for being so oblivious. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this one. So we'll see what the truth behind the alien tattoo writing is this time as well. I think he keeps coming back for more. He's got it tattooed all over his body, but he keeps coming back for more, and it hurts more and more each time. So maybe that guy's an alien too. Maybe he's an alien too, but we'll see. So yeah, that is all I've got from this episode. Brain is fried, so I can't really think of anything more to say. But that was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 6, titled A Fractured House, which was likely the kind of house that the wards lived in. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment and read all the episode on what you think is coming up next in this season. And yeah, that's it. So, I will see you guys next time.